thank you for purchase our Evermore Flower paper bouquet starter kits. In this starter kit, you can make paper peony and also hydrangeas. Let's see what's inside. Let's 12 items in the box. There's a hot glue gun, glue stick, 2 packs of 4 wire, glue stick, and also the satin stick for shipping purpose, hydrangea stigma, wrapping flowers materials, and 2 packs of color papers, which is sponsored by Maurice. There are total of 15 pieces and 6 colors. And also you will find our business card here, a thank you card for you, and also the last one is a paper flower template. First, we are going to make peony. So open up your paper flowers template and you shall see these templates are all for peony. So peony actually made out of 3 types of petal size: the small petals, the medium petals, and the big petals. All these, each of them is cut 8 pieces, and this stigma is for the center of the peony. You shall cut. You shall use yellow color paper for this stigma, and also peony Dino leaf is you shall use green for this. For this one, you can use any colors that you like. Okay, to cut the petals, right, you just have to measure the height of the petals and cut a paper strip out like this, and then you just try to measure how many petals you can cut in one strip. So to cut the peony stigma, just take out this rectangular and take out your yellow color papers. You just copy the same rectangular from the yellow color papers. Then this one we are going to cut into stigma. So I want to fasten the process. I will just fold into half and another half. Then we have to cut like fringe over here and left like half cm at the bottom there. So we just trim like fringe. So once we have all the petals ready, you can take out the satin stick and we shall start the shipping process. So for the leaf and the stigma, we don't need any shipping. We just focus on the petals. Okay, start with the smaller one. Normally I will use like 2 to 3 pieces of petals overlap together, and I place my satin stick on the 45-degree angle at both sides of the stick, the petals, and I will roll over it to make it having this kind of shape. Okay, so you do all the petals. Do not do this way. This is a bad example. So you shall do it left and right. For this one, the huge one, is a 2 side petals. So same, you just put 3 of them together. Do it left and right. For this one, you just flip over and do left and right. So from the top, you can see one side of the petals is facing me and another side is facing the opposite. This is how it looks. And remember to pinch a little bit at the tip here, so the shape will be like a bit inward. What I mean pinch is just at the tip, it's not like directly fold into half. You just need to pinch a little bit at the bottom. Okay, now we are going to stick all these petals into a peony flower. So first of all, make sure you turn on your glue gun by putting this button, and there's a light here to indicate it's hot, and you can actually feel here it's a bit hot. Make sure that you do not touch the tips of this hot glue gun because it's very hot. It's going to hurt you. So just be careful when you use this gun. And for peony, we are going to use the wire that size 18, and then take out your stigma and place some glue here. Place a wire over here, make sure it's stick well, and then you can start rolling the stigma over the wire like this, and then you can also place some glue over the bottom of this stigma to secure the stigma on the wire. And just leave it dry. Okay, and separate your petals 3 sizes into 4 pieces each group, because we are going to make 6 layers of the flower, and each layer takes 4 petals. So it means like each size there are 2 layers, and each layers there are 4 petals. Have a look of this sample. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a multiple of 4, and there's a 6 layers here. So I always start with the smallest size of the petals, and then medium and large. So the smallest one, see how I place my glue here at the tip. I just place a bit of glue here. Do not over go your glue up here, that's not right. So you just place a bit of here, and then you just place the petals on the stigma like this. Okay, and then also another petals will be opposite of these first petals, and you can, it's up to you, you can place these petals randomly in the sense of you want it to curve towards yourself, or you want to curve towards the stigma. You can always randomly place it here or another side like this. But the thing is, you have to make sure the petals height is always similar, almost same all the time. Okay, so the next one, the third one, I will put it here. The last one I will put it here. So it's a 4 petals for a 1 layer. Next, for this, we're still using the small petals, and for this layer, I will going to do it in between the first layer of petals. So I will place it at the here. Then you go all the way to create a second layer of flowers. Okay, then you repeat the same thing as these 2 layers for this medium size of petals, and you make sure, same thing, you apply the glue at the tip, and when you place it in between of the second layers of the petals. It means you follow the first layer of the petals location, so you just place it here. Okay, this one you just make sure it's almost the same height as the first layer of the petals. Okay, I have done the third layers. So for the fourth layer, you just place again in between of the petals for the third layer. So again, I just place it in between here. Okay. Okay, comes to these big petals. We have two petals in one. So you just place it in between the first, like one of these A, B. A is between these two and B is between another two petals. So it should be like this. And the special things about these petals is we're going to do it like a rotation kind of like sticking. We're not going to do it like opposite side. We're going to do like a rotation. Okay, so once we have placed this one, the next one just put it next to it. Okay, next to it. So, and this one, how I'm going to place the glue, I do it like a V shape here. Okay, and I just put it next to it. And because previously we have already make a pinch here, so it's actually help us to just put the petals here easily. If it's a flat petals, that means we don't do the pinch, it's too flat to put it on. So that's why we need to do this step just now. This is how it looks for the second last layer, the fifth layers. Okay, and between of this and here, so it's going to look like this here. Okay, so this is my last petals, and I face a problem, which is these two petals are not connected. So what you can do is you can use one medium-sized petals. Okay, one medium-sized petals, and you just place it in between. This one is very optional. Some of you will face this problem, some of you will not face this problem. It depends on how much gap you place the petals between. So like me, I have this problem now. I'm going to cut one more and place it here. Okay, lastly, we're going to put this Dino leaf onto this peony. So we just follow the shape of the Dino like this, and then we just put it here. Okay, and then this one look next to each other. Like this. And how to shape the, you just place your finger underneath and it just like massage the leaf. Just Okay, we have our peonies done. Next, we're going to do the hydrangeas. So here have a lot of petals, but try to use like 1 or 2 to cut. And this leaf is going to do for the hydrangeas leaf. Okay, so hydrangeas you're going to cut 40, and leaf you're going to cut 4 pieces. So once you have done cutting of these petals, so we will shape the hydrangeas petals again. So I will just place like 4 pieces in one time. Then I just again left and right like this. Okay. So you do the shaping to all of the petals. So once you have done all the shaping, so you just take out the stigma. We are going to use pink color on pink. You just need like 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just need 5 of them. Okay, so for the stigma, we're going to trim them into half like this. Okay, and then for the wire, how we're going to stick them is we're going to pop this wire into the hot glue, and then you just place a stigma right on the wire and just let it dry. Do not touch on here, it's hot, and also we don't want to create so much of don't want to create so much of glue web. And just make sure the tip is on top of this wire here. That means you don't place it like this. This is not right. You just place like this on top. Okay, so when it's dry, it looks like this. Okay, and you just put some glue underneath the tip here, and then you just take out the petals and just scoop up some glue and stop it at the tip here. So you look carefully at doing it. Again, 4 petals one side, and these hydrangeas we just need to make 1 single layers like this. And I always place this shaping part outward like this. Okay, so I don't put it this way, I put it this way. Okay, so just let the glue dry and you will have a nice simple hydrangeas petals that look like this. This one is a bad example because first of all there's too much glue stain. Secondly is you have a look of the petals is placed too much further away from the dots. So this one looks like pinching out is wrong. What we want to do is something like this, gracefully beautiful. Okay, so we're going to create this for 10 pieces, and after that we're going to tie them into a hydrangeas ball. Okay, so for the leaves, you're going to just put them together and you just fold half, and then you just make sure the one with the sharper tips here is facing outward. This one, the rounder tips here, is to connect the wire. So what I'm going to do is I just place some glue here and then just place this here, and then take another one to cover it, and then I just push up all any air in between and try to make it as thin as it can. Arranging your hydrangeas, I just place them like next to each other and make sure the height is similar height. And this wire can be bent, so you just try to like bend a bit to make sure each of them have some space in between. So it looks something like this. And I place the two leaves in the bottom here. Okay, and I take out and start to roll them together. So how to tie them together is you have to pull a little bit, because this tape is actually elastic, and the glues are all these white stains here are all the glue. So you need to like pull a little bit, stretch it a little bit while you're just rolling all the way to the end. And make sure that this is around 45 degrees when you're going down, and make sure that this is like overlap the previous one. This is how your hydrangeas looks like. So mini hydrangeas. Okay, then you just place your peony and hydrangeas together next to each other. You can always like arrange your leaves, and then like you like this kind of arrangement, then you just tape them again. Okay, next we bring out these wrapping materials, which is sold inside the kit. So I just take out this wrapping paper and I just fold it like half, but it's like 45 degree half. So there I just place my flowers here, and for the overlength stem I will just fold it upward like this, and then I just fold it here. Okay, for the front I just take out a neck. I just place it at the front here. Like this. And I take out a ribbon, so I just tie them together. And yay, we have done our paper peony and hydrangeas bouquet. So do try out different color combinations, and also do tag us at Evermore Flower so that we can see your beautiful creation as well. Thank you for joining us today. See you next tutorial. Bye.